The Amazing Digital Circus needs no introduction, as it has become one of the most popular web series in a short span since its release. As we're recording this, the final episode happened yesterday, June 19th, and I have mixed feelings about how it ended and how the series ended as a whole. First off, the fandom isn't great. As of most fandoms are, it really makes the show look bad. I mean, even if you think about other fandoms like My Hero Academia, it makes the show look bad. So episode 9. It starts off at the end of the cliffhanger that episode 8 gave us. The circus is falling apart, but then all of a sudden they have the ability to fix it. I don't know if I missed something, but I know that Kinger said we have special abilities we can do, yada yada yada. Yeah, that seemed like a cop out. Honestly. But all of them then had a montage of them helping out fixing the circus or patching the holes. That part made no sense to me. Then, after 10 minutes of it, there's an abstraction. Who is it? Because we only see Pomni, Ragatha, Gangle, and Zubul. Yeah, it's Jax. It's the same scene you find out it's Jax. And I want to even say this. There is no reason for them to act the way they did. I mean, Zubul punching a wall, I thought you hated him. Regardless of what you thought of him, I thought you genuinely hated this guy. So, I have a big problem with this. The problem is, how did it happen? We know he has been going through it over the series, but what made him go all the way? As we know, and I'll touch on this later, it takes certain elements to then go all the way over. I'll say it later with Ribbit, but even with Kaufmo, we find out that he's literally going insane, writing on the walls, a way out, a way out, a way out. So there had to have been some reason for him to abstract, but yet we have no reason, or we don't find out why he did, besides him having panic attacks because of the person who he is. So I just would have liked to see how it happened. Later, Pomni goes and does some power friendship bullshit with Jax and learns how he thinks of everyone and who he is as an actual person. Then they just skip forward into building a dark tent for Jax to be in the background. But wait, fucking Kane comes back, dude. Kane, the guy that Kinger said, I think I killed him. Yet that part made no sense to me. He should have stayed gone. We learned that he got sent to the Void, and he found out who the cast is outside the circus and shows their entire life to them. And it's a cute montage. A cute montage happens, but that's the Amazing Digital Circus. I'm skipping through my notes that I wrote for myself. Basically, all what happened was they just find out who they are, because I'll touch on it later, actually. Okay. Before I go into the cons of the episode, here are my positives. Jax's backstory is actually really great. I did enjoy a lot. I really liked it. It made me feel like we saw who he is as a character, and how we were able to see why he treats everyone the way he does. And then the cute little montage of Kane experiencing everyone's passion was also cute. I liked whenever they were playing Dungeons and Dragons, how Zubul was giving him a drink, how he was just being very goofy. That part I liked. Now it's time for the negatives. The first abstraction. I know I said it before, but I'm going to say it again. Jack's abstraction within 10 minutes of the episode really sucks, and it's just random. I don't care if you say, but he was dealing with it for a long time. Yeah, sure. He got interrupted. Yeah, I don't care. But we don't know what set him off. We really don't, because we see in the same episode that Ribbit was dealing with it. I think that's the name. Ribbit was going through it, and we saw how it happened and who was responsible for it. Then we also see, in the beginning of the series, Kaufmo abstracted, because he was going insane. He was losing himself. Jax never really showed that. He did whenever he was alone. Sure, you could say that. But I want to see it happen. I think we should have seen it happen because it's just so random for it to happen within 10 minutes of the episode. Second was Pomni going into Jax's abstracted mind. This was a good thing, but this made the episode also like all about Jax. I was kind of upset whenever like the rest of the cast like basically got no screen time during that whole hour long episode. Like I would say I haven't checked it, but like 40 minutes of it is like all about Jax. Third is Kane being back. Again, I know Kinger said, I think I killed Kane. It would have been better if he stayed dead. Then we can see him in them, but then we see him in the void. And here's another thing that really just made no sense. We saw that there was a bunch of names, and then we see Scratch pop back into the surface. Was that like was that seriously a like a flashback? What was that? He just popped in and popped out. Like he's not even said anything. I thought all the people abstracted were gonna come back, and that would have been pretty cool, you know, because I mean that would have been a really great tie-in. So those are my three really big gripes about this episode. But here's why the episode was a hit and miss for me. The whole time I thought the story was going in a different direction. Whenever I was thinking the Amazing Digital Circus, I was thinking it was more of like a Sword Art Online sort of thing, where, you know, they put in headsets and they're just trapped. Their mind is trapped in there. I didn't like how it was them having their brain scanned and then their real life counterparts is just living life. Like, that to me sounds like a cop out. It's just, like, I don't want to say lazy writing, but I mean, it would have been a way better ending, in my opinion, to make it more of a dark show. Because it did show that this show was able to be that capable. It has shown that it's able to wrench emotion out of its characters and not be like a wacky, goofy show. So I feel like that would have been better, in my opinion. And at the end of the day, I really did enjoy this series. My favorite episode being episode 5 because of how relatable it was with the fast food chain. I think the creator set out to what they wanted to do in the first place, and it's great that it's finished and that it ended. But we can wish what it was and wish what we wanted, but it's ended. We can't do anything about it. Now, I read through the reviews of this episode. People are like, "Oh, peak cinema! Oh my god, this is amazing." Who else here is seeing it after seeing it in the theater? If you saw this in the theater, I feel so sorry for you, because I mean that was one of like the worst episodes I've ever seen, like genuinely. So I've seen on TikTok though that people thought that this episode was also pretty bad. It was very random. I heard that because the creator's art got stolen, it took a different direction. Even if it did, this thing also got leaked to hell. Everything was getting leaked. I didn't care. Just finish the story strong. Even if you did get leaked, people are still going to see the final. Like, whenever I tuned in for the premiere, there were still 2,000, over 200K people waiting to watch this live. So you having I did a different direction because my art got stolen, that seems unfair. That just seems like you just don't care about your series actually. And then there's a whole bunch of controversies I'm not even going to get into with the character, with the cast, with the creator. Everything just went downhill after episode 8. I think episode 8 was literally like the best episode of just story writing and getting like woes and oh my goshes out of everyone. Because once you see it all over TikTok and like people redubbing the song, then yeah, you really struck gold. But that is my opinion on the episode 9 of the Amazing Digital Circus. If you disagree or agree with me, please let me know, because this episode really was the weakest out of the whole series, if not just the worst ending of any show that I have seen to date.